Hey, what's up? I'm Abraham,
I'm Demitree.
and you're watching Metal DNA.
So today we're going to talk about the song Twisted Emotions by Desultory off the Into Eternity album, which was released in 1993. The interpretation that we get from the lyrics is that a person is trying to commit suicide, like they're literally on a bridge about to jump off. And I get that from certain lyrics like, so fragile it is, the flame of life that burns within us so deep inside. It's so easy for me to fall, it's so easy to lose it all. Also another lyric that where he kind of chickens out basically. He says, just a single step and into the end I'll fall. Life is just a shadow, it's so easy to lose it all. I silently sigh and turn around and walk away. I've decided to live another day. So he chickens out. And it just paints the picture of somebody who's very conflicted, whether they want to end their life or not. And that's really relatable and more brutal than any like gore lyrics or any satanic lyrics. And I feel that Desultory also is able to paint that picture with lyrics and through their music as well.
Yeah, most definitely. Like how he said, Desultory definitely knows how to set the tone with the music. With this song in particular, it's really cool how they start out with the drum fill, pretty much already just putting you in that environment already, in this chaotic environment and this confliction, and they gradually build it up, and that's really cool. And I really do like that about this band, that they gradually put everything in the right time, in the right place. Like I said, after the drum fill, they get into this nice groove, and then they get into the melodic solo, which really puts you in that journey at 100%. And then after that, the band just jams through the rest of the song. And what's really cool too about this song, and not only to the song but also the album, is that this band has a good habit of adding little details to keep the listener into their music, which is very important, because if you're going to write lyrics about these subjects, it's very important to know what tone needs to go with the lyrics and how to keep the listener interesting. And one of the things that I like is that they keep things melodic. It's really cool. I think a lot of other death metal bands, when they write about a similar subject, I think they tend to go with a brutal or heavy approach, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I think when you're writing about something like suicide or depression or whatever it may be, I think there's a specific tone that has to be a little more based on feeling. And I feel that their approach to being heavy but keeping the melody in there is really good. It's a really good combination.
Yeah, like my favorite part about the song is actually the leads, and actually also the drums. I'll get to both in just a second. But the leads, I like it because they're not doing too much, yet they blow you away with just so little. They'll play like 4 notes and they're soaring, And the drums as well, they're not too like crazy. There's not, blast beats all over the place. There's not double kicks all over the place. They keep your attention, and he's doing a lot of cymbal work, and I think that's really cool when drummers are more like up here instead of just double pedaling through the whole song.
Not only that, but it's also important that the band doesn't spaz out, because it's very important that a band also knows how to play in the pocket, which is what this band does. This band knows how to play in the pocket. They know how to keep you interested within that pocket, and they're just grooving. They're not thinking about showing off. Hey, I can do 200 beats per minute, or the guitar players themselves. I'm doing a solo over the band. Nobody's soloing over the band. They really know how to keep you in that environment, and that's really important. Like I said, it's very important to set the tone and set the environment correctly for the subject you're talking about, and they do a really good job at it. They definitely do a good job at it. And also the lyrics, they're very relatable. And I think that when bands go within that route to write lyrics that are relatable to a person, I feel those lyrics tend to be a lot heavier, a lot more brutal, definitely a lot darker. I mean, there's nothing wrong with what's been done in the past with satanic or cult lyrics or gore lyrics. There's nothing wrong with that. I feel that most of the bands that achieve that know how to come up with a good concept. But when bands really pull off lyrics like these, like with this band, I feel that it definitely hits harder. Definitely hits harder, and I feel that it also inspires more with how you write a song too. With your guitar, with the drums, you know, it really helps you become a better musician, a better player. It actually helps you mature, if anything, within your skill.
Yeah, another thing I really like about the song is that even if they do like change it up within the song, you are still aware that you're still hearing the same song. Sometimes you hear that in other songs where they'll transition, but it doesn't sound like it's supposed to be there. It sounds like a whole different song already.
Yeah, yeah,
But
definitely.
you still know that this is the same song and the same vibe, and it's just all the way through. They are able to move around yet keep it
In the same
keep
place.
it in the same place.
Yeah, and that all has to do with knowing how to play in the pocket, which is very important. I mean, I'm sure a lot of bands are aware of what that is, but again, when you're touching a subject like this, definitely this band knows how to put you in that environment and in that journey. I do feel that this could be a soundtrack, you know, for anybody that may be going through a hard time. Definitely give this album a listen because it really, really sets the mood right. It sounds beautiful, to be honest. I mean, it's an odd term to say, you know, for a style of music like this, but I feel when, like I said, when you write stuff like that, you gotta be melodic. It's gotta sound beautiful, but it can sound like spazzed out because then it's just noise. And this band knows how to make things look like art and sound like art.
Yeah, so like, I mean, besides this song as well, I mean, I like a couple other songs on the album, especially Chill Within and the opening track. But I just thought, you know, this specific song was a better choice because it was very, very deep how they were able to portray what they were trying to put out in the song.
Yeah, most definitely. So if you haven't heard this album, we definitely recommend it. They're a great band, old school death metal from the early 90s. It's actually really good for, I think, as death metal enthusiasts from all over the world to visit or revisit this album, especially for the old school heads. It's very refreshing to hear every now and then because it really helps you, especially if you're a writer and you're in a band, it really does help you improve your skill, and also like when it comes to lyrics, it gives you more to talk about. I mean, depending on what the band is going for too, obviously. But for bands that really like to talk about, I guess, like they say, mature subjects, quote unquote, I think this is a good album to look into. A lot of Swedish bands tend to do that. They tend to write about some really deep stuff, and that's why I like that side of death metal, because they really go for subjects that other bands may think, oh, that's lame, or et cetera, et cetera. No, these guys.
I think it's the Swedish and the Finnish bands that do that a lot too.
Yeah, definitely a lot of European bands tend to go for that. I mean, some European bands, when they pull out the other side of the lyrics, like occultism, I'm sorry if the saying is occult. I mean, I feel they do a better job at it too, because they actually make it more like art.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, I'm a bigger fan of the European death metal bands because I do feel that, you know, they know how to put you on a journey, and it's very important for a listener to go through a journey through the band's music, the albums, the songs. I think that's very important. But like I said, you know, if you haven't heard this album and this song in particular too, definitely check it out. And again, we are Insineratehymn, and we want to give a shout out to Metal DNA. Thanks for having us on your channel. You can find us on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, and Facebook. Definitely check out our album. And we are having a second album, hopefully to come out soon, definitely next year.